Hi everyone, thanks for checking out today's video. We are going to be talking about a short course in website building using the website builder Weebly. I am Anna, your consumer technology specialist, and let's get started. Okay, what you are going to need in order to get your website up and running is access to the internet, as well as a web browser. You can create your website in the web browser of your choice, whether that be Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, whatever you desire. You will also need to have an email address in order to create an account with Weebly. This account is going to allow you to save, edit, and maintain your website both before and after you publish it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is start on the Weebly website, which is weebly.com. You can see in the address bar. We are going to go ahead and start from the very beginning of this process and sign up for an account. So I'm going to click sign up in the right upper hand corner. Now here is where we'll have to put some information in, and so we'll go ahead and do that. And once we have all of that information into the form, we're going to click the checkbox to agree to the terms and conditions, and we're going to go ahead and hit continue down at the bottom there. So when we do that, we do get the option of what kind of website we want to create. The free version is a personal website, so we're going to choose that personal website, and it does show that it can be used to create a portfolio, to show off works, if it's a creative website. Otherwise, you could create a blog, and they do just want to make sure that you're not going to sell anything from this site. Otherwise, it would fall under the business site and need to be paid for. So we are going to go ahead and click Try Weebly Websites. And here is where using a website builder like Weebly is really helpful, because they have themes that are already kind of set up for you. So we'll pick one, and then we can go ahead and customize it however we want. So just to show you, there are some different, they've put them into categories, but really you can choose whichever one you think works best for you. There's a few different things, so I'm going to go ahead and scroll down just a little to this site with the white and the blue kind of smoke. And so when I click on it, I'm able to preview the site, and I can see that there is already a menu, and there, if I scroll down, there is actually a lot of stuff already placed into this website. Now, that is the stuff we're going to start editing once we decide we want this theme. So I am going to say yes, I do like this theme. So I'm going to click Start Editing in the top right corner. All right, so here is where we have to select a domain name. This is going to be the web address. So this will be what you give out to people who want to find your specific site. So I'm going to see if my example is available or not. It looks like it is It is not in use currently, so they're giving you a couple options. The first is professional domain, and that's how we would get the mcpltechlady.com rather than having the Weebly website put on it like the subdomain down below. The professional domains are paid for, so we are going to go ahead and select the subdomain. Basically, this means we still can personalize it. It's just that we're going to have some Weebly branding around the website and in that web address. So that's how they keep it free. So I did choose it, and they're giving me that web address, mcpltechlady.weebly.com. So I'm going to go ahead and click done here. And now I can really take a look at the workspace. I see that there are a lot of different things. Right away, there is this little thing here, as well as a menu over here, and a spacer, which we will look at a little bit in a moment. And then this is just a text box. So what we're going to go do is go through the icons on the top menu, and then they do change. The left side menu does change depending on the top, so we will take a look at everything. So we're going to go ahead and look at pages. Pages are going to be the different pages that you create for the site. So you know, a website usually has a home page. If there is something specific about the site, you know, if you're a photographer, you might have a photography page. A lot of sites have about me or contact pages, which is what this theme has already filled in for us. So if we see along the left side, we already have 4 different pages, and when I click, so I clicked on my work, and now not only am I able to retitle this page, I also have been taken to the editor for that specific page. So I'm going to change this to my blog, because I have decided I want it to be a blog and not work. So I go ahead and put that in, and I just click outside of that box, and it does update. So we see the page name does update in that left bar, but also if we look at the menu over on the right side, it's also changed there. So when I click the arrow to go back to my pages, I can see that these pages do correspond with what is in that menu bar. So I can go ahead and also, if I don't need all of these pages, I can go ahead and I clicked on the little 3 arrow menu icon on that contact, and then down at the bottom on the left hand corner, we can go ahead and delete it. And you know, it does ask us if we want to delete it, so just a double check safety in case you accidentally click something you didn't mean to. But now we only have the 3 pages, and then if we did want to create a new page at any point, we could click on that plus arrow and go to the different pages. So actually this blog page probably would have been good for my blog site. It just apparently sets it up a little bit differently. So we will go ahead and just click done there. This is just an overview, so we're just gonna look at a couple things on each of these menu icons. So the next menu icon has to do with the actual theme that we chose. So we already chose a theme, but we do have a couple things we can do to it to customize it. So right now it is a light theme. If we click where it says dark, if you see it changed our menu, it changed it to black font instead of white. And then if we scroll down, that menu bar does turn black. So that is just one thing it does. And then it looks like after the heading image, the rest of the site does look like it turns black. So just for example, I'll turn it back to light, and here it went back to the top of the page, but we also, when we scroll down, it is white. So that's just another way to quickly change the look of the site itself. We can go back and choose a different theme. So here we also have options to change the font, style, color, anything like that. So I am gonna go ahead and change the headline. And if I do that, I can change it to, let's just change it to something that looks different. Lily. So I've changed it to Lily, and I'm gonna make it this bluish green color. So now any header that I type in the site will have that color and font choice. So right now we're on the blog page. If I click on that home page, see it's changed the type on the header for the home page as well. So all these things are kind of connected, so you won't have to change every single thing on its own. And that's kind of how you work with the theme, is by making those changes through this side menu rather than in each individual section or piece of the site. So back on the workspace, we are gonna go ahead and look at settings. Settings is gonna give you some of the background behind the scenes things for your website. So site title we can change, we can do that in the builder, but it will remind us what our site address is. We can change that address as long as it's not something someone else has already created. We can also change the type of site that we have. And then if we wanted to password protect our site, so maybe it's for an event, like a family event, and you only want people who have been invited to be able to view the site. So you may, send out an invitation and it has the site password. You can definitely do something like that, and then only people with the password would be able to see what's on your site or a specific page. So just to give you a little quick look at what kind of things are on there, we also have an option down here. So if we accidentally publish our site and it's not ready, or maybe we just want to pull it from view while we make some pretty sizable changes, we do have the option to unpublish the site here. So that is going to be a good thing to know. The way that Weebly works is as you make changes, they are saved automatically on this workspace. So I'm going to go back to the build section. So every change I make is just automatically saved. However, those changes won't be shown on your website, it won't be visible until we click publish, which is this blue button up in the right corner. So we want to go ahead and we can make changes, see what we like, what we don't like, and our website won't be making those changes. It won't be visible for people to see all those changes being made. So back on the building tab, where we are now going to look at this stuff along the side. Best way to kind of look at these things is to use them. So what we can do, so I'm going to click on where it says title. This was also on one of the other pages, but if I wanted to put the title there, see, all I do is just I left click with my mouse and drag it over to the page. I tried to put it somewhere where there were already pieces of formatting and sections in place. So the website did try to helpfully modify those so that everything would fit together. I do have the option to just delete by hovering over the kind of exterior text box, and then clicking that X. And then that brought me back to what it looked like before. So text is going to be to place a text box. We know we already have some here. And as we go down there's a lot of text boxes already on our site. So we will work on kind of modifying those, because they are already set up as like a header text box or a body, like paragraph text box. So we can go ahead and look at those things a little bit later. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just show that I can select and then just start typing my new text into the text box there. And then when I'm done, I'm just going to click my mouse anywhere outside that box. So we can see that's kind of a weird setup now. We have this big spacer at the top. Then we have my title, and then we have this big space before we get to the next piece of the website. So one thing I can do is I can either just remove this top spacer, or I can select from the box around the section down there in the middle of the bottom of the box. I can left click, hold, and drag to change the size of that spacer. And then once I can make it pretty small, maybe I'll leave just a little bit of space. And then when I let go, it will stay that size. So that makes a little more sense as far as having the title of my homepage close to the menu. But now, I really just moved everything up, so there's still a bunch of space here. This is also a good time that I can decide to maybe change this background. So if I'm just left clicking inside the box in kind of the empty space, but that does select the background, and then I have the option to edit the background. And so I can put another image in there if I have one, but I'm pretty simple, so I think I'm just gonna add a color. And then I can kind of just go along with the color picker. I can choose maybe like a light version, a light blue. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then when I click outside of that pop-up box, it does save everything. So now you can really see how much extra space there is. Now that I have taken that image out, I can also click and drag my background kind of box there, because we definitely don't need all that space. So I'm just gonna drag some more. Now I've gotten to where my header is much more manageable. I am gonna take out this spacer just because it's kind of unnecessary without that picture, because it's not really showing us anything. And sometimes you see that it may be difficult to get that little X to stay up so you can click it. So I'm going to click delete. So now I've just got my header, and then it goes right into the about me portion. Now, of course, this stuff was all already in here, so it's not anything that has to do with me. So, you know, we can click on the image and we can edit the image, or we can replace the image. So when I do click replace, I get the option to upload from my computer, search, find if I have favorites, I can save them there, or I can get them online. For this, I'm just gonna go ahead and real quick grab this picture. This is the picture we use for Matilda, and I double clicked and it went right in there. Now it is a different size than that other picture, so it did make this a bit bigger, but I do have the option to I do have some options as far as the size. So there at the bottom, I clicked on that little blue, the little blue square, and got that moved. So now it's just it sits better with where the text is. I also have these dividers just to kind of split up the page. So again, here I could change the text. I could, you know, write a little blurb about why I made the site, my background, anything like that. Learn more. This, if we click on here, this is actually a link that has already been put in, so I can always just remove it if I don't need it. But it does link to another page. It links to the About page. So if I'm going to keep that page and I want that to be where it goes, I will go ahead and just not mess with that. But I do have the option as well to, let's see, I could change it if I'd rather it be a different page. So when I click on About, it gives me the option to choose a different page to have that go to. So once we publish, we'll be able to see how that works. So there's a lot of stuff down here, and a lot of stuff we don't need. So if there is a section that you don't need, you can actually just delete the whole section. So I removed the portfolio section, so I'm also going to remove, this is kind of just like a header for for that section. So I'll delete that, and that makes the page a little smaller. Maybe I wanted to take that stuff out, but then realized later that I actually want another section on this page. I can go ahead and scroll down under structure, and there is a section option. So I would just left click and drag, and where that blue line showed up, that was what showed me where it was going to be. So I also have the option to make the section a specific type of section. So if I click on these, that would give me a little bit of a preview of the options. I could select one of these options. You know, if I wanted to add pictures, I can put the pictures in there like that. So it just gives you, the theme just gives you a starting place, and then you really can do what you want with it. So there are a lot of options here on this left menu to add different things. One thing I did want to point out is under media here, the lightning bolt is the same icon that's over on this upgrade button. So anything that has that little lightning bolt is going to be kind of a premium option. Again, we're able to do all of these things without any of those premium options, which is really cool. And as you can also see, most of the editing options are not premium. So we really can do a lot with this free resource. So once we kind of have our site the way we want it, we can go ahead and click publish. And it's published, and it reminds us what our web address is. So if I click on that, it will let me preview the site. So at this point, I can now preview the site or look at the site that has been published. And then it did open in a new window, so I will just close that, and I'll close this out. So what do I do now? Now what I want to do is click on the X here in the top left corner, and this is going to bring me kind of to my dashboard, if you will. So from now on, when I log into the website, I'm going to see this dashboard. It looks like we already completed 3 of 3 steps to get the site up. So this is where we'll be able to see how many people have come to the site, how many pages that are viewed per visitor. So we kind of have an overview of stats, and we can add some other options. And so a lot of these may be used more for a business site, so you might not be utilizing all of the options here on this left menu, but they are there if you would like to see any of them. And then again, to go back to that editor, we just over on the right there, we have the edit site button, and that'll bring us back to our workspace. So here we can make more changes, and then we'd have to publish again to republish the site with the changes that we've made. So that is just about all we have time for today. I know it went by fast. That's it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure you let us know. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook on our MCPL 360 page. We have new videos every Wednesday and Friday at 1 p.m. And if you missed the live event, you can also find all of our videos on our YouTube channel. You can find all of our technology videos there on our consumer technology playlist. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.